Picture a wedding hall. The lights are bright. The host is speaking too loudly. The bride and groom are walking from table to table. People are clapping. People are smiling. People are taking pictures and passing plates around, like they have known each other for years. If you walked past the door, you would think this was just a normal wedding. A big family. A lot of friends. A room full of people who came to witness a life event. But then, the dinner ends. Some of those guests change clothes, collect their payment, and go home. They do not know the groom. They do not know the bride. They were hired to sit there. And on the other side of the same strange world, there are people doing the opposite. They are not paid to attend a wedding. They find a wedding online. Here there might be empty seats and show up for the meal. One person is paying strangers to fill the room. Another person is trying to become a stranger at somebody else's table. That is the case I want to look at. Not because it is funny. It is funny on the surface. But underneath it, there is something much more uncomfortable. A wedding is supposed to be one of the most relationship-heavy moments in a person's life. It is not just food and flowers. Every chair means something. This table is family. That table is old friends. Those people knew you before the good photos. Those people are supposed to be there because your life is connected to theirs. So when strangers begin filling those chairs, something has changed. In China, there have been stories of couples who booked a wedding package with a minimum number of tables. The hotel expected a certain size. The family could not actually fill that many seats. Canceling tables was difficult. Leaving them empty looked embarrassing. So the couple posted online and invited strangers to come eat. No gift required. Just come and make the room look full. At first, it sounds like a harmless little trick. The food is already paid for. The guests get a meal. The couple gets a livelier room. Everybody wins. But the moment you look closer, the room becomes stranger because the wedding is no longer only a wedding. It has become a set. The seats cannot look empty. The photos cannot look lonely. The applause cannot sound thin. And once strangers can enter that space, another problem appears. Some people are not there for the atmosphere. They are there because weddings have food, cash gifts, bags, phones, and chaos. There have been cases where strangers entered wedding scenes and stole red envelopes or gifts. That is when this stops being a cute social experiment. The moment relationships are replaced by strangers, the risk changes too. But this is not only a Chinese story. Japan has had rental family and rental friend services for years. You can hire someone to act like a friend. You can hire someone to appear at a wedding. You can hire someone to play a relative, a spouse, even a parent for a specific occasion. Years ago, The Guardian wrote about Japanese agencies that provided stand-in friends and relatives. One company reportedly had around 1,000 people available for these roles. That sounds absurd, but it works because the service is not really selling love. It is selling the appearance of a social bond. Someone sits next to you. Someone claps for you. Someone says the kind of sentence a relative is supposed to say. Someone appears in the photo, so the photo looks normal. That is the heart of this episode. Modern life has not erased relationships. It has loosened them. The names are still there. Family, classmates, neighbors, co-workers, friends. But when something actually happens, how many people can you call? If you move apartments, who shows up. If you are sick, who can take you to the hospital? If you are getting married, who is close enough to sit at the front table? For many people, the contact list is long. The number of people who can really appear is much smaller. That is not because everyone suddenly became cruel. It is because the old social world came apart. People left their hometowns. They moved to big cities. They changed jobs. They rented rooms. They crossed borders. They got more freedom. But freedom has a cost. Old communities were uncomfortable. They watched you too closely. They judged you. They asked about your marriage, your child, your salary, your family problems. But they also knew when something happened. They knew there was a wedding. They knew there was a funeral. They knew somebody needed help. Modern life gave us more privacy. It also made it easier to disappear. So, the market walked in, and the market is very good at one thing. It does not say, I am selling you friendship. That sounds too sad. It says, I am solving a small problem. Need a bridesmaid. Need a groomsman. Need guests for a wedding. Need someone to eat with. Need someone to go to the hospital with you. Need someone to listen for an hour. Book it. Pay by the hour. Pay by the event. Pick the role. Friendly, quiet, professional, funny, looks like a college friend, looks like a distant cousin, can drink, can take photos, can make the room feel less empty. That is what happens when relationships are broken into parts. A real relationship contains many things: time, trust, obligation, memory, embarrassment, help, repeated contact. You cannot easily buy all of that, but you can buy some pieces. You cannot buy an uncle who watched you grow up, but you can buy a man to sit at the uncle table. You cannot buy a friend who stood by you for 10 years, but you can buy someone to eat dinner with you tonight. You cannot buy real warmth, but you can buy a room that looks warm in a video. In English-speaking countries, this also exists in a more direct form. There are websites where people can hire a friend by the hour. Some list simple companionship starting around $10 an hour. You can hire someone to go shopping with you, to attend an event, to eat with you, to talk. It sounds light, but the need behind it is not light. The United States Surgeon General has warned that loneliness and social disconnection are serious public health problems. Many adults report feeling lonely, and loneliness is not just a mood. It affects stress, sleep, health, the way a person reads the world. So I do not want to mock people who rent companionship. Sometimes it may be the only hand a person can reach for at that moment. The real question is what that hand does next. Does it pull you back toward real life? Or does it keep you inside the order system? That is the turn. The strange part is not that people pay for company. The strange part is that the market is teaching us to treat every missing relationship as an inventory problem. Missing one wedding guest, add one. Missing a friend, add one. Missing a family role, add one. Missing somebody who listens, add one. Slowly, a dangerous idea becomes normal. If I can pay, I can get the feeling a relationship was supposed to give me. But a feeling is not the same as a relationship. A full table is not the same as a community. A smiling photo is not the same as being known. Real relationships are inefficient. They are slow. They are repetitive. They are sometimes annoying. They require you to help other people when it is inconvenient. They require other people to see you when you are not performing well. They are not always pretty, but they have one thing a paid role does not have. They do not clock out. So the answer is not. Never rent anyone. Some services can be useful. Paid hospital companions can help. A temporary bridesmaid may help. Hiring someone for a specific job can be reasonable. But you need to know what you are buying. If you are buying labor, treat it as labor. Make the time, boundary, price, and safety clear. If you are buying a scene, admit it is only a scene. Do not let a temporary actor prove that your life is full. If you are buying companionship, be even more careful. It can be a bridge, but do not mistake the bridge for home. The thing you actually need is slower and less convenient. 2 or 3 people who do not charge by the hour. Someone you exercise with every week. Someone you can tell the truth to. Someone you can help and who can help you back. Someone you do not have to impress every time. That kind of relationship is slow. It is not scalable. It is not optimized. It is not a perfect product. But it is what people are built for. Now, go back to the wedding hall. The lights are bright. The tables are full. The applause sounds warm. The photo looks perfect. But if the path detective looks behind the photo, the real question is not how many people came. It is which smiles were built by years of being there, which smiles were paid for by the event, and which smiles only showed up because dinner was free. That is not just one couple's embarrassment. It is a small picture of our time. We were released from old relationships. Then, we entered a market that sells us their shadows. Chairs can be rented. Applause can be rented. Even a wedding table full of smiling faces